Good morning internet, or hello YouTube, and hello YouTube. This is only my second YouTube video, and shortly after I recorded the first one it occurred to me that most people will randomly stumble across my videos and won't know me from Eve. So I'm still learning, so I'm very sorry about that. I will upload another video telling you a little bit about myself. I guess all you really need to know is that my name is Sarah and I live in Manchester in the northwest of England in the UK, and what I'm basically talking about mostly at the moment is running, so I may actually rename this playlist the Brighton Marathon, because I guess I can talk about other things. Today it's Monday the 18th of April, and this time last Monday I was sat on a train on my way home from Brighton, because the day before, on Sunday the 10th of April, I took part in my first ever marathon to raise funds for the Rutgower Starfish Association. I had a fantastic time. I really enjoyed the race. I'd never been to Brighton before. It is a beautiful place, and I've got some lovely photos which are now in the hands of Starfish. And I'm quite happy and proud of myself for doing this. I just basically had a wonderful time and thought of the whole week as a great adventure. Now, I had trained to do the run in somewhere between 4.5 and 5 hours. However, I just cannot run in the heat at all, and it took me a lot longer than that. It took me 7 hours, 22 minutes and 6 seconds. That's my official time. But I did it. I'm quite happy and quite proud of that. I mean, I can only improve and get better at it if I, indeed think about doing a marathon again. There were meant to be 15,000 runners, but in the end only 8,000 of us ran, because 7,000 people sort of took one look at the weather report and decided they weren't even going to take part in the run because of the immense heat. It was very hot, and even running along the seafront there was just no breeze whatsoever. But I did it. I've got the medal. I'm quite happy. So this is what I can always consider phase 1 of this initiative. And what did I learn from it? Well, I learned that if I'm going to do a marathon again, I need to find a way to avoid getting blisters on my feet, and that I also need to take on board more salt, because I ran the first half of the marathon brilliantly, everything was going well, and then around about mile 15 I started to suffer from salt depletion. And the upshot of that is that you reach a point where you can't run, and I got to about 21 miles and just knew that I wasn't going to be walking the rest of the way. I just could not run at all. My legs were just so heavy and just aching so much, and there was cramp in my calf muscles. It was just horrendous. And I got to the 21 mile marker and noticed that my hands or my fingers were swollen to twice their normal size. Now that in itself is a very scary thing to suddenly see. So, and fortunately the 21 mile mark, they had a St John's ambulance tent, so I went in there and got the necessary salt solutions that I needed, which you have to drink slowly because otherwise you can throw up. And I was told to walk the rest of the way with my hands like this, so that is precisely what I did. And there were some poor souls a lot worse off than me, and I did run across the finish line, I'm proud and happy to say. So mission accomplished, really. I do have some thank yous to make, of course. I want to thank everybody who had planned on coming along to see me and cheer me on. I know there were quite a number of people in the end who, my friends who wanted to come along and support me and see me, but for various reasons just didn't get there in the end. But it's lovely to know that you were thinking of me and planning to do that, because it's always the thought that counts, isn't it? At least I think so. But it was nice to finally meet Joe, so thank you, Joe, for coming along to support me. It was nice spending some time with you and your family, and I hope you had a good day as well, and we've certainly got some good memories there, haven't we? Strangely, a lot of people have been asking me about my running shoes, so I will just say thank you, you strange people, for asking me about my running shoes. No, seriously, thank you for taking an interest. They are absolutely fine and in one piece, and they will live to run another day, because they were new last year. I bought them last year. They were a new pair, and I saved them. I have actually been training in a cheaper pair of trainers, which, you know, were very flat-footed, and I never did get used to running in them, but I wanted to save my running shoes. And the trainers that I wore for 12 months worth of training, they are now completely worn out. The soles have dropped out through them. They're just I'm gonna have to throw them out, because, you know, they're just awful. But my running shoes are absolutely perfect, and which I'm really pleased about, because I had hoped that they would survive the marathon, and they have. So thank you for asking. And finally, in the thank you so much to everybody who has supported me and sponsored me throughout this. It really means a lot to me, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. I just can't find the words, really, but obviously I can't, you know, the running is only part of it. To me, it's the second phase is the important part, which is the fundraising. So thank you all very much. I love you all for that. And I'm now in what I call phase 2, which is collecting all the money and the funds together. Now this usually takes some time, because I've got funds coming in from all over the world, you know, from all over Britain and Italy, the Netherlands, the US. So if you know, they're coming in all the time, but I may have to give some of you a little bit of a nudge, but that's fine, isn't it? I don't suppose there's any rush, really. Having said that, I will do another video when I have the grand total, so let everybody know how much I raised this year doing the marathon. And I just want to tell people that it's never too late to do anything, and if you care about looking after babies who are HIV positive, or women who are HIV positive, it's never too late to sponsor me, even though I've done the run. I never do things the right way, so or the traditional way. So if you want to sponsor me, yeah, you can. And did I tell you that I would consider doing? Did I say that I would consider doing another run? Well, I would consider doing another marathon, that is, but it would have to be a different time of year, cooler. Actually, I think I did tell you that, didn't I? Oh well, I shall move on. So, to learn, if you don't know about them already, to learn about the Rutgauer Starfish Association, I shall put a link down there below, or, as is current internet jargon, I will put a link in the doobly-doo down there below. Thank you very much. Also, I want to say a special thank you to my friend Evie, who works at NASA, for alerting me to a YouTube project called Project for Awesome, because even though I've been hanging around YouTube since 2006, if it wasn't for you, Evie, I wouldn't even know about the Project for Awesome. And for anyone else who doesn't know what I'm talking about, you can, if you just search in YouTube, and you know, they're all over it. So that takes place in December this year. It generally takes place in December, but I myself and Evie missed out on doing that last year because we just didn't find the time. I shall be doing it this December again for Starfish. Oh yeah, one more thing. Yesterday I spent a lovely afternoon in a secluded basement in Manchester on an induction course for Sea Shepherd, so I am now happy to say that I'm an onshore volunteer for Sea Shepherd. So, and if you don't know who they are, I shall put a link also about them in the doobly-doo. And I think this is about it for me for now. So if you've been listening and you're still awake, thank you for listening. Don't forget to be awesome. You are awesome anyway. And see you next time. Ciao for now.